fascia, ma'am.
Okay. So we will start with thoracolumbar fascia only. Okay. So now this view you can see here the thoracolumbar fascia. Now this is the posterior view of the body. That means we are seeing from the back. These are the spines of the vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, and these are the spines of sacrum. Okay. What is the name of this muscle? Only lower part of V is seen. Can you make out? Trapezius.
Trapezius.
Trapezius. What is the name of this muscle you are finding here?
One
Latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi. Okay, this whole muscle is latissimus dorsi. This side also, this whole muscle is latissimus dorsi. Okay, then as you come down, what are these muscles? Gluteal muscles. Okay, this is buttock region. Okay, this is iliac crest. This is the iliac crest. Okay, so that is now the thoracolumbar fascia is the deep fascia of the back of the trunk. Okay, so it is binding the long extensor muscles of the vertebral column. Like in my previous PowerPoint just now I have shown you how many layers thoracolumbar fascia has. How many layers did we see? 3 layers, isn't it? Anterior layer, middle layer and posterior layer. 3 layers. That means the thoracolumbar fascia will split to enclose certain muscles. Okay, it's a deep fascia which is actually binding the long extensor muscles of the vertebral column. Okay, so the very first muscle what you are seeing is latissimus dorsi. When you cut this muscle, when you reflect this muscle, when you remove this muscle, underlying this muscle you will find erector spinae, not immediately after removing skin. Okay, that means it is deeper muscle of the trunk. Okay, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So now see here, the thoracolumbar fascia, as the name suggests, it is divided into lumbar and thoracic parts. Now, the lumbar part of thoracolumbar fascia is very strong and it is actually called as lumbar fascia. So basically, it will have 3 layers. Okay. So what are the various 3 layers? You don't read anything. First, let us try to understand this diagram. Okay. So just now Hemalata was asking me, like which vertebra level is this? The picture is same. Actually, the previous picture was better than this. Okay, this is actually lumbar vertebra. Consider it L1 to L5 of any choice of yours or L3 preferably. Body, vertebral foramen, transverse process, spinous process. Okay. Now, are you finding certain muscles here? Okay, attached to the body of the lumbar vertebra we have psoas major. Attached to the tip of the transverse process we have PQT, quadratus lumborum. On either side of the vertebral spine, deeper aspect, we have erector spinae. Erector spinae will have many components. The component which is named here is sacrospinalis. This we will discuss when we are doing the muscles of back later, not so much required now. See, 3 muscles you are finding, one behind the other. First is psoas major, middle is quadratus lumborum, and the posterior most is the erector spinae. Now, between these muscles, are you finding certain thickening of the fascia? This fascia is nothing but thoracolumbar fascia. Okay. Now, this becomes the anterior layer which is covering the quadratus lumborum from the anterior aspect. Behind the quadratus lumborum is the middle layer and covering the erector spinae is the posterior layer. So how many layers does it have? 3. Anterior layer, middle layer and posterior layer. All these layers are actually fusing on the lateral aspect and it becomes continuous as fascia transversalis. Where do we find fascia transversalis? Below the muscles of anterior abdominal wall. Okay, below the muscles of anterior abdominal wall. Okay, now if you read here, so the lumbar part of the thoracolumbar fascia has 3 layers. Okay, the anterior layer, middle layer and the posterior layer, and it is filling the gap between the 12th rib and iliac crest. That means from there till the iliac crest, if you see the vertical extent, it will be running like that. Okay, the posterior and middle layers are thick. you can see from this picture, actually this is the posterior layer. Okay, if you remove this muscle, like one by one we will get. Okay, the posterior and middle layers are thick, dense and strong, but anterior layer is thin, and it is, this one is not so strong. Okay, these layers are actually extending from the 12th rib to the iliac crest. Okay, this is one more picture. Okay, this is taken preferably, I told you L3, isn't it? So what are the muscles we have? Psoas major, quadratus lumborum, all together is erector spinae, but I told you we have many components, no? The components are multifidus, okay, longissimus and iliocostalis. So this becomes which layer? In front of quadratus lumborum is anterior layer. Behind quadratus lumborum is middle layer.
Middle.
Covering the erector spinae is posterior layer. Okay, all these three layers are fusing laterally and they are becoming continuous with fascia transversalis. Okay, so same thing is written here, but between the posterior and middle layer we have erector spinae and transversus spinalis muscle. Okay, nothing but part of erector spinae. Between the middle and anterior, it is written here that I am reading now. Nothing, very easy. Between the middle layer and anterior layer we have quadratus lumborum. These three layers, that means anterior layer, middle layer and posterior layer, they are fusing laterally. Okay, and they are becoming very much thick aponeurotic sheet. Okay, from where you will see the origin of internal oblique, and you can see two muscles here. If you see from anterior abdominal wall aspect, we have three muscles, no? External oblique, internal oblique. See, it's all labeled external oblique, internal oblique and transversus abdominis. Okay, so from the thoracolumbar fascia you will see second and third, both muscles are taking their origin. This we have studied when we were doing the muscles of anterior abdominal wall also. Okay, now each layer you should describe. Now I told you the layer is actually extending from the last rib to the iliac crest, isn't it? It is extending. I told you vertically it is moving downward. So see, this is the superior extremity. Okay, so that is anterior layer. If you just describe it, above it is attached medially to the transverse process of this vertebra. This is L1. Body and transverse process. This is the tip of transverse process, and you are finding anterior layer is actually thickened here. We have certain ligaments, no? What are the various ligaments we have for the origin of this diaphragm? We have medial arcuate ligament, and then we have
medial
lateral.
and lateral.
So this actually covering this, we know this is quadratus lumborum anterior, covering is nothing but the anterior layer. That means this is lateral arcuate ligament, isn't it?
Yes.
Thoracolumbar fascia is nothing but the anterior layer covering which muscle? Quadratus lumborum, not psoas major. Covering psoas major was named as psoas fascia. Please remember. Okay, that's why this is lateral arcuate ligament. So the anterior layer is the superior extremity is nothing but it is attached to the tip of the transverse process of first lumbar vertebra medially, and laterally it is attached to the 12th rib. From this picture it is very clear. Laterally it is attached to 12th rib. Okay, and it is we know like it is covering the anterior aspect of this quadratus lumborum, where it is thickening to form lateral arcuate ligament. Another name of lateral arcuate ligament is lateral lumbocostal arch. Okay, same, whatever is easy you can remember. We know like diaphragm is arising from here, and if you remember the diaphragm picture, we had two arteries and one vein, no? Like what are those subcostal vessels and nerves enter the abdomen behind this lateral arcuate ligament. Okay, diaphragm picture, if you recollect, it is there. So that was the superior attachment of anterior layer. We are discussing exclusively about anterior layer now. Now when you go below, so below it is getting attached to the iliolumbar ligament and iliac crest, the whole vertical extent. So above is 12th rib, below is iliac crest, like that you remember. The sheet is continuous, ऊपर से नीचे तक पूरा है sheet. Okay, ऊपर 12th rib से लेके नीचे iliac crest तक है बेटा. Okay, then medially, see this becomes the medial attachment, right? So medially it is attached to the anterior surface of the transverse process of lumbar vertebrae, where it is blending with psoas fascia. It becomes continuous with psoas fascia. So suppose this is the anterior layer and this is the medial most end. It becomes continuous with this fascia which is covering the psoas major, that is the psoas fascia. Okay, then laterally we know it is blending with the middle layer of the thoracolumbar fascia at the lateral border of quadratus lumborum. Okay, so these are, so I'll just revise anterior layer once again, very fast revision. The superior, we are, how many layers thoracolumbar fascia has? 3 layers.
3.
Anterior layer, middle layer and posterior layer. Where is the anterior layer situated? Anterior layer is covering the quadratus lumborum, anterior surface of quadratus lumborum. It's a sheet which is extending superior to inferior. So superiorly the extent is the tip of the transverse process of the L1 to 12th rib. Inferiorly it is attached to the iliac crest and iliolumbar ligament. Medially it is attached to the anterior surface of the tips of the transverse process of lumbar vertebrae, where it becomes continuous with the psoas fascia. Hope this is clear. Anterior layer. Okay. We know laterally it is becoming continuous with the middle layer of thoracolumbar fascia. This is anterior layer and this is middle layer, and both of them become continuous. Okay. Now let us see the middle layer attachments. 3 layers will have different attachments. You can do dissection and remove stepwise. Actually this dissection is done from behind to appreciate it better. Now middle layer, it covers the posterior surface of quadratus lumborum. We know this fact. And if we want to observe its vertical extent again, above lower border of the 12th rib to transfer, same like the anterior layer only. This is same, isn't it? 12th rib and the transverse process of L1. Okay, and it is thickened to form lumbocostal ligament. Nothing but lateral arcuate ligament. That means both layers, anterior and middle layers, both are thickened to form the lateral arcuate or the lumbocostal ligaments. Okay, middle layer inferiorly, it is attached to the posterior part of the iliac crest. Okay, and thickened to form iliolumbar ligament. Actually this ligament is nothing but thickening of the middle layer of the thoracolumbar fascia. Medially again, tips of the transverse processes of lumbar vertebrae, same thing, and inner transverse muscles. That means little deeper. All these layers are one below the other. This is anterior layer, this is middle layer, and then we will have posterior layer. So medially, one behind the other they are lying. Okay, one behind the other they are lying. That's why their attachments are same, but planes will be one behind the other. Okay, then middle layer, this is the middle layer, isn't it? Laterally it is blending with the posterior layer, isn't it? And both are, 3 of them will fuse, in fact, anterior layer, middle layer and posterior layer. 3 of them will fuse. Okay, and the line of fusion is actually X-like manner. Okay, it looks like X. Now, attachments of the last layer, that is the posterior layer, thoracolumbar fascia. Now you can see the muscles very clearly. This muscle, whatever you are finding, is the latissimus dorsi, and then this is trapezius. Okay, and this is our iliac crest, gluteus maximus, isn't it? Okay, now see here, attachments of the posterior layer. Medially, the thoracolumbar fascia posterior layer is attached to the spines of lumbar vertebrae, and below it is attached to the iliac crest, and above it is extending as thoracic part of the thoracolumbar fascia. That means the same fascia which is extending over trapezius. Okay, you call it as thoracic part of thoracolumbar fascia. Okay, this whitish sheet, whatever is seen in the thorax region, you call it as thoracic part of thoracolumbar fascia. Okay, now you can imagine that like this fascia is in 3 planes and it is splitting to enclose 3 muscles. If you cut posterior layer, then you will see the muscle. erector spinae, isn't it? If you cut that erector spinae, remove it, you will see the middle layer. If you cut the middle layer, you will see quadratus lumborum. If you remove quadratus lumborum, you will see anterior layer of thoracolumbar fascia. It is one below the other. Okay, so this is well dissected part where you are seeing the thoracolumbar fascia. Okay, this laterally you are finding latissimus dorsi. This thickened fascia is thoracolumbar fascia. If you cut this fascia, you will see erector spinae muscle. If you remove erector spinae, you will see middle layer. If you remove middle layer, you will see quadratus lumborum. If you remove quadratus lumborum, you will see anterior layer.
Anterior.
Actually, if you definitely you will appreciate this in dissection hall when you start doing dissection. Okay, so this is the thoracolumbar fascia. Medially, it is attached to the spines of the thoracic vertebrae and lower down to the lumbar vertebrae. Laterally, it is attached to the angles of the ribs. Okay, above it is extending. If you continue its extension in the thoracic region, it goes up to the cervical region, deep to serratus posterior superior, to become continuous with the fascia of the neck. What is the fascia of the neck, which is just below the skin? Investing layer of deep cervical fascia. Investing layer. That means lumbar part, thoracic part, and investing part. All are continuous sheets. If you trace from down to upwards, all are continuous sheets. Okay, so that is actually all about thoracolumbar fascia. So apart from this, we will try to see one more PowerPoint. So are you able to see posterior abdominal wall in the screen? But yes. What are you seeing on the screen, Imad?
Posterior abdominal.
Descending aorta.
Okay, okay, fine, very good.
Posterior abdominal wall.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, but see, I hope thoracolumbar fascia is very clear now. Okay, so after thoracolumbar fascia, what are all structures we see in the posterior abdominal wall? I will just summarize. You are able to see the abdominal aorta. You are seeing celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery, inferior mesenteric artery, inferior sphenic artery, renal arteries, lumbar arteries, median sacral artery. Right lumbar, what is this? Right common iliac, left common iliac, external iliac, internal iliac. That means we see so many structures in the posterior abdominal wall, isn't it? Abdominal aorta, inferior vena cava, muscles and nerves. Okay, so abdominal aorta I have already described you very, very clearly. Do you remember where does it start and where does it end? T12 it starts, isn't it? Right? Where does it terminate? You can see here, in fact, at the junction of L5, S1, it is dividing into two common iliac arteries. What are the various branches we have? What are the ventral branches?
We have celiac trunk,
Superior
Celiac
mesenteric,
superior
inferior
mesenteric,
mesenteric.
and
Very
inferior
good. What are the
Superior
lateral
mesenteric
branches?
artery and inferior mesenteric.
Gonadal arteries.
Come in order, beta. What is this
Okay,
artery going to diaphragm?
Inferior phrenic.
Inferior phrenic. What is this?
Renal arteries.
Excellent. What is this? What is this one?
Adrenal artery.
Then
Suprarenal.
very good. Suprarenal or the adrenal artery, renal artery. What is this artery going down?
Gonadal.
Very good. Gonadal. What are these arteries?
Intracostal.
lumbar.
Oh
Very
no,
good.
lumbar.
Arteries. What is this artery? This is actually
Medial
dorsal.
sacral.
This is from behind, in fact. What is this?
Medial sacral.
Median
Very
sacral.
good. Median sacral artery. What are the terminal branches?
Common iliac.
Common iliac.
Iliac. Very good. Common iliac. Okay. So that means ventrally we see celiac trunk, superior, inferior, mesenteric. Celiac trunk branches already. This I will take your viva. Should I take now or later? Okay, I'll take at the end of abdomen. But as a quick revision, so superior like celiac trunk, what is this? Left gastric artery.
Left
This
gastric,
is splenic artery,
Splenic.
and this is
Clinic.
common
common
hepatic,
hepatic, proper hepatic,
proper hepatic,
mm,
right and left
right gastric, gastroduodenal, right gastroepiploid, left gastroepiploid,
epiploid.
splenic, short gastric.
Clinic.
Okay. So this
Esophageal.
is superior mesenteric, no?
Listen.
Jejunal branches, ileal branches, then MRI, middle colic, right
MRI.
colic, ileocolic.
Ileocolic.
Okay. Then this is inferior mesenteric.
Peter
Then,
pancreas.
what are the
Left
branches
colic,
we have?
Pancreas.
sigmoidal,
Left
left
colic,
colic, anterior sigmoid,
sigmoidal, superior rectal. Left
superior
colic,
inferior.
sigmoidal, and superior rectal. Okay. So lateral branches, as you told me, inferior phrenic are there, middle suprarenals are there, gonadal arteries are there. Dorsal branches are lumbar arteries and median sacral artery. Terminal branches are common iliac arteries. Okay. Similarly, how is the inferior vena cava formed? Right and left common iliac will join to form the inferior vena cava. Where is the inferior vena cava opening into?
Right atrium.
That one.
Very good, right atrium. Okay, the tributaries are same names, common iliac veins, third to fourth lumbar veins, testicular are ovarian veins, renal veins, suprarenal veins, hepatic veins. All these are corresponding to the branches of the artery, abdominal aorta. Okay, so just now we have studied all these muscles. What is this muscle we have seen? Psoas major.
Major.
What is the small muscle here? You have sometimes it may be there
Psoas
some, like
minor.
pyramidalis.
Minor.
Psoas minor. Okay. So the nerve supply of psoas major is L2, L3, L4, and actually we have discussed. Quadratus nerve supply is spinal nerves T12 to L4. Okay. Then nerve supply of iliacus is branches of femoral nerve. Okay. Now overall, all these nerves are seen in the posterior abdominal wall. These are actually branches coming from lumbar plexus. When we do lumbar plexus, I will just elaborate all these nerves. Okay. So what are the various nerves you are finding? See here, you are finding the iliohypogastric, then ilioinguinal, okay, genitofemoral, okay, femoral nerve, and see this is the femoral nerve which is cut here. Okay, actually femoral nerve will enter into the front of the thigh, isn't it? Then this is actually sacral plexus, and the thickest nerve formed here is
Sciatic.
sciatic nerve. This is the sympathetic chain. Okay, and these are the plexuses, like you have celiac plexus,
Yeah.
superior
Celiac.
mesenteric plexus, like that you have so many nerves. Okay, so this I will anyhow elaborate when we are doing the plexuses. Okay, so this is enough for today, and we will continue tomorrow with the remaining topics of this chapter. Okay, stop here.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Class is starting.
Yes, beta.